Hi everyone and welcome to Groundblog Gizmo, the classic motoring channel documenting life in my cars and other motoring content. I'm Mark and this is my 1979 Lotus Esprit S2 which I'm currently restoring. Now, frequent viewers of my channel will know that I'm trying to disassemble this car on my driveway, if you can call it a driveway. It's a very limited amount of room here, and I thought this video might be interesting to go into some of the challenges you might face while trying to attempt the disassembly of a vehicle in a tight space such as this, and also how I'm trying to work around some of the problems. So let's get into it. So the first thing to talk about is the space itself and where the car is situated. So gaining access to either the front, as it is at the moment, hemmed up against that wall, or the rear as it was previously oriented on this driveway was very difficult, and had to actually try and pivot the car using trolley jack type things to get it into the right position, and working around the car is also a bit limited, but I've been able to cope so far as some of the work's been in the car, etc. The next thing of course is the bits that you take off the car, so the storage of various parts and things. The bigger parts are actually kind of just behind this door if that's in the shot, so bumpers and stuff like that, but the smaller parts I've taken off and had to take elsewhere because I can't store it near the car for obvious reasons. They'll get stolen or damaged or whatever. So I'll take you on a bit of a tour in a minute of where some of these parts have ended up, and other parts of the house which are being used for housing bits of this project. The second thing to talk about, I guess, are interruptions. So doing filming like this, as you know, is requires sound for me to talk and for you to be able to hear what I'm saying. So cars driving up and down this road kind of interrupt that sometimes. We also get building work with people using circular saws and things like that as people doing home improvements, which they're perfectly entitled to do of course, but makes this filming process a bit more tricky, and why I use a lot of sort of time-lapse and music to skip through some of that. The other type of interruption of course is people walking past, and that's more of a welcome interruption really. While I'm working on this car, people are interested in it, all and know what I'm up to, what I'm doing with it, and they might recognise the car from film or TV and they want to find out more. So I'm always going to talk to these people because that's the kind of thing I like to talk about, and it's a real motivator really when people kind of come and see how I'm doing. And a colleague who lives nearby sometimes rides up on his bike on his lunch break and we'll see how I'm getting on, so that's really good. I welcome that. That's a really good part of it, but also by being outside you're exposed to other things which aren't so welcome. So weather, for instance, being in the UK, the weather changes quite a lot even in the summer, and I've been quite lucky while I've had it on the driveway. It's been reasonably dry, I've been able to make good progress, but as things progress towards the end of the summer, certainly we're going to get more rain and things, and progress is really going to slow down a bit. Anyway, that's enough about the outside of the car, the outside where I am at the moment. Let's go and have a look where some of the parts have ended up. So I should have chosen a bit of a different camera for this. This is a bit unwieldy, but kind of going behind the scenes down the side of my house here, back from the driveway, is an alleyway. I'm a terraced house, and this is how you get to the back garden, and I keep various things down here. So you can see my roof rack. That's from my MGB, from my Christmas tree hauling episodes. If you want to see that in action, check that out. And there's a bikes underneath that cover, but also my trolley jack is under there just to keep it out of harm's way and out of the rain. Then if we keep going down, get to my shed. Now the shed, door open, has my MG wire wheels on the top, but my shed kind of has a dual purpose. One is storage and the other is my home bar. So we call this the golf club. It's full of stuff at the moment, but you can kind of see golf racing things behind there, and my beer pump, which I use at my birthday party in the summer, which is good, and number 34 is the number of the house. But in here I keep the bigger tools, so you can see here my wheel jacks, and I also have a grill for my MG there, which is not the right one for the car, but just a place to store bigger things, as well as pressure washers and oil and that kind of stuff. It's all behind there. So we'll go into the house now. Right, so venturing inside the house from the back garden, we'll go through here, and we'll go down actually into the basement, because that's kind of my den down there, and there's a scary cupboard on the way down. Let's have a look. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see in here because it's pretty dark, but this cupboard extends right underneath my front room. It goes back about, I don't know, 12 or 15 feet or so, and lots of tools that I use infrequently down there are kept in there, so a handy space to store tools. And then further down into the basement, which is a complete tip, as you can see, is kind of my man cave, the hub of Grandblog Gizmo, I suppose. It's where I do my video editing and keep all my camera gear, but also where I keep my tools. So here we go, we've got some picture frames as well as a dumping ground for house stuff. I also have another beer machine over there and a beer fridge. Some might say I like a beer. But yeah, we can see here my tools, and these aren't expensive tools. These are just ones I've accumulated over the years, sockets and stuff like that. I've also got some parts. So this is my steering wheel, which I've recently refurbished off the Lotus, which is kind of ready to go really. That's pretty good. And as you can see, I've also got some grey boxes down here. Now these grey boxes are just generic storage boxes which I got off of eBay, and they've been quite good. They're kind of industrial style ones, and I've been trying to keep parts with other parts which are similar to them to keep them sort of free of dirt, or if they're dirty parts, keep them with other dirty parts. But I've got lots of these boxes and I haven't got much room here, so what I do is I take them off site to another location where they're actually kept a bit safer and keep this room from being too cluttered. So let's see what happens to those parts. Okay, so as an example then, we'll grab this box from in here, another place where parts are stored inside the car, and this is the box containing my recently liberated wiring loom. There we go, very interesting. And what we'll do is we'll use the Jag, another one of my cars, to take that to a better place to store it, so namely my parents' house. So let's hop in there and see where it ends up. Okay, so we're here at my parents' house now, and we'll take this box with the wiring loom in it to its storage place. They're not expecting me, so I might make them jump, but worth panning around to my MGB under the cover there. Must get that car out again soon. I've driven it for a little bit. Walk round to the back garden. Hello. Okay, so in my parents' back garden now, and this is the shed amongst the patio furniture where I'm keeping all these grey boxes. You see I've got a few in here. I've also got a load at my sister's house in her garage, but this is where the stuff is getting stored, and these boxes are good because I'll try and do this one-handed, but they stack really nicely on top of each other, so it's quite an efficient use of space. And yeah, that's kind of its home for a while now, until I can at least get it back in the car in the future. I don't know what sort of situation I'm going to end up in when all the parts are off the car, whether it's going to look like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, you know, a big warehouse full of boxes, but we'll have to wait and see. So that's kind of it for this video. I suppose in summary, would I recommend disassembling a 70s supercar on your driveway? Well, no, I wouldn't. It's not the ideal place to do it, and in fact we're hoping to move towards either the end of this year or early next to a place which does have a garage, but that's all subject to finding the right place and selling ours, so watch this space, I suppose. But until then, the work continues outside my house, so if you're interested in this series and you'd like to see how I get on, then you can subscribe to the channel. I don't normally plug for subscribers, you know, people can make their own minds up, but it's kind of the best way to stay up to date with this project. And if the MG or Jaguar interests you as well, then there's loads of videos on them too. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.